a lot of versatility there with him. We had him targeted. I mean, to be honest with you, the whole time we were crossing our fingers that he would make it to us, and he did, so that's good. He's got a tenacious playing style that we like. He's a very good athlete, very good technician. He's played center his freshman year, COVID year, when there was an injury. They threw him in there really without any practice during training camp and all that stuff at center, and went in there and really played lights out, we thought, at center. Then kick him out to left tackle because he's the best athlete on the team, which typically happens in college. But so we like that. He's reminded me a little bit of, and a lot of us, of Allie. He's got some Ryan Jensen in him, which is a very good thing too, and personality of Tristan Wirfs. So get some pretty good lab work there.
So what was going through your mind as the draft was unfolding? All those quarterbacks were being selected, and no interior offensive linemen. Obviously, there were a number of tackles that were taken too. Then you started to see some edge guys come off the board. I mean, you had your pick of interior offensive linemen. Yeah,
I was saying thank you.
Did you have any idea that it would go that way?
You never know. It's impossible to predict what's going to happen late in the first round, any round, but late in the first round especially. So it just kind of fell the way that the only way that it could have fell for us. So now he hasn't come in here and played one snap yet, so I'm not trying to put his bust in Canton yet. So, but we're very happy that we get the guy that we targeted. So,
Jason, what is his biggest strength coming into the building, and then what's maybe that one thing that he's got to work on to really take his game to the next level?
Well, he's a rookie. He hasn't played in the NFL. He hasn't experienced all that stuff. He's got the tools to do it all. He's a very athletic guy. He plays with a great base. He plays with good anchor, and he plays with a nasty temperament. It's all ingredients that we look for in our offensive line, and then he fits all the traits that we look for in a buck to be a great buck. So we're excited about that.
Jason, a lot of people love Dallas when I go center at 24 right ahead of you. How happy were you when you saw they were trading down behind you?
Very happy. Yeah, very happy. Senator, thank you, Carl.
Is there any consideration on moving back? Obviously, the guy you wanted there, I think there's a couple guys. You said 5 to 7 guys. It looked like maybe there were a couple guys that you could have targeted there.
Yeah, we had a plan. If we had a cutoff of if a certain player was the only one left, we were going to take him. There's a group of players in that category. If they were all gone, then we still like the players they had on board, but we were going to try to bail out. So we had opportunity to too.
How many guys did you have left on your board, you think?
We had a couple.
Jason, you always want to take the best player available, but there's no question this was a need, right? I mean, it's been really hard to replace a player like Ryan Jensen now when Pat retires, so just the ability to try to get back to that physicality that you had.
Yeah, just the interior offensive line in general. We're trying to get more physical and really happy with the guys that we have. I know that they're getting better as well, but this was something that Todd and I had talked about since in the middle of last year. That was something we needed to improve.
Jason, I got to ask you, the news of the night so far has been the Atlanta Falcons taking Michael Penix. Bruce Arians, love the guy. He's a local Tampa kid. He's going to be in your division, but you have to wait a little bit. What was going through the Bucs war room when that pick was made? Yeah, no, it's a I'm sure that they have their reason for it, which I can see. It's a good long-term planning there. If you hit on him, you've got the future with you. So I mean, I totally understood it. I didn't think that it was a crazy move whatsoever. So thought somebody was going to probably do that with him.
Jason, you don't have a clear-cut starter at left guard. You brought in a couple guys. He could factor in there. How do you see that shaking out going in?
See it as a good competition with, we got Sua, we got Brendanson, and you mentioned Hainsey. So we've got some guys that were with us last year too. So it's going to be a good competition.
You're probably not done in interior offensive line. This is a pretty deep class. There's still some centers and guards available. If you want to add somebody else to the mix.
If we want to add some depth, or yeah.
How important is that position to your quarterback? I mean, it seems obvious, right? But that relationship and having that guy at his feet, right, keep people clean.
It's extremely important. It's you know, I had a lot of conversations with Tom when he was here about that, and how important that is, that relationship too. So, yeah, let's put an emphasis on that. So
Does Baker know at all? Did you contact Baker, or?
he contacted me after we selected him. So
Oh, yeah?
he's, you know, quarterbacks get excited when you pick big guys in front of them.
Yeah, what was his
Keep 'em up there.
reaction?
Yeah, he was excited. He was like, so.
What about specifically for him and the fact that, like how Drew Brees was a shorter guy, you had to keep that interior, the interior of that pocket really tidy, to protect his sight line. I mean, did that up, I guess, the emphasis, the fact that he is a little bit of a shorter quarterback,
I
that
think
you to protect the interior?
You do that for every quarterback. You want to make sure that you have you're firm up front, and especially the guard and center. So you want to do that with every quarterback. I guess it's a little bit more of an emphasis when it comes into a little bit more when you have a shorter quarterback.
You talked about his run blocking ability too. That's been an area where you guys really have to improve.
Yeah, no, we really like his ability to, you know, get off the ball, play with leverage, use his hands. Again, plays through the whistle. I think he's got a chance to be very, very good in that area.
Jason had no corners though in the first 21 picks. He was getting a little bit close for you there. Was that, I know you guys like Zion, but did that give you pause at all to see them stick with on?
Did it give me pause to?
In terms of weighing that as an option?
We had corners on our board. We had those guys on our board too. So, yeah.
As far as, we talked about difficult decisions, you know, the conversations have that. We obviously drafted him, and he's gotta win the job, he's not handed to it. But when you have that conversation with a guy like Bob Hainsey, how does that kind of take place? Is it, hey, he's gonna compete with you, you're also gonna compete at guard, or is it just kind of like?
All of our players are very professional, and they understand in this business that we're always looking for competition. So I think Robert will understand. And like you said, he hasn't been handed the job yet. So, but we certainly expect him to compete, and everybody to compete.
For a guy that size, he's a really good athlete. He can play lacrosse or something like that.
Yeah. So that's got my wife excited, and my kids. So, yeah, there's got a little bit of a lacrosse community friends that we're pretty fired up about it.
Jason, in terms of smarts, you went to Duke, obviously he's a public policy major, interned in the U.S. Senate office there in Raleigh. Does that stand out? Obviously that's a position that can be a fairly demanding position.
Yeah, it sure does. That's very important quality. It doesn't necessarily mean those things or that you're going to be a great football mind, but in his case, he is.
It's kind of newer tool with the relative athletic scoring, the RAS scores. Do you look at those at all when you look into it? I mean, if you look at Barton, he finished one out of, I think, 619 players at center, like with a perfect 10 score. Is that something you guys look at too, at all?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks.